A common excuse for people not having houseplants is they don't know how much to water them. In this week's Garden Guy, Mike O'Rourke explains how we can all have a green thumb while keeping our hands clean.
Hi, Mike O'Rourke, the Garden Guy here. Last week we talked about your poinsettias, your Christmas cactus, the plants that you got for the holiday period. Now I'm going to tell you how much each one of them is going to need as far as water, not necessarily the care aspect. For instance, poinsettias don't need a whole bunch of water. I told you that last week. Now, they like it dry, and when it's totally dry, then they got to get totally parched. How do you tell? You either stick your finger into the ground and test it, or you get yourself one of these things. For $5.5, $6, $7, you can get yourself a little water meter, like this one that I have right here. See the poinsettia says dry? The poinsettia should be dry, but not this dry. The leaves are starting to list and wilt. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to use this. It's called a watering can. It's got some water in it. We're going to give it a drink of water and then let it drain. Once it's drained, leave it alone. Once the thing is totally saturated with moisture, the leaves are eventually going to start to perk themselves up. Also, on the Christmas cactus, they like it dry also. You're not supposed to get those too saturated. This is more on the dry side. I think you're going to be happy just following the orders of what this is going to dictate rather than sticking your finger into the ground and maybe checking the weather. It ain't going to work that way. So, for about $6, get yourself a moisture meter, stick it in the ground. If it says too wet, then you don't have to water it. If it says too dry, still don't water it. Poinsettias, watch their leaves. For Fox Toledo, I'm Mike O'Rourke, the Garden Guy. You can watch me here first to 4 every Wednesday at Fox Toledo, and then listen up every Saturday morning on Super Talk 1560 WTOD, 7 o'clock in the morning. It's a Glass City Garden program. We'll talk to you next week.